Hello? I didn't even run the intro. There is nobody here. I'm all alone. Oh, wait. There's two people. And now there's one. I guess there's no interest in his show tonight. Got a lurker. But doesn't look like we're... Oh, Neil's here. I have... I have never logged into a show where there was nobody here. Should I run the intro? Okay, I'll run the intro. Here we go. And there it is. There it is. It was just so weird. You know, I actually set up this show yesterday, but for some reason it didn't post. So, you know, I went ahead and I was getting ready to log in and I realized that the setup that I did yesterday wasn't there. I'm like, wait a minute. Where'd my show go? So I just posted it again right now. And there was nobody here. Hey, there's 6 people here. Neil, Don, and First Time. They're here. Yeah, hit the like button. I don't get many of those these days. I don't. Hey, look at that. Leon's over on Wix. He says, yawn. He says, I didn't know you were doing a show tonight. Just Bob is here. My goodness. Kyle is here. Leon. Yawn. That's great. Okay, so Leon is asking, how is rebuilding HSD going? Not very good. Not very good. But, yeah, that's a first. That's a first that I've logged in and there was nobody here. I was about to run the intro and I'm like, I know. Oh, it's too funny. I'm switching iPads here. Oh, yeah, Neil Thompson says, we fooled you. Yeah. Sure. Oh, gosh, that's funny. That is funny. All right, we got a couple people in Wix, and we got 7 people here in the chat. I am just going to be answering questions and doing examples. Let's see. Kyle says we were Zooming for multiple hours. Aha! Neil Thompson says he's not Leon. Leon over on Wix. Oh. Oh, man. All right, so let me see if I can do this now. There we go. Just getting my iPad set up. So everybody's here. Good to see everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I was, what was I looking for? I didn't reorganize my sound effects for... First Time Watching says, heavy on the Macs now. Heavy on the max. There you go. How do you like that? Holy shit! Oh my god, my calendar just fell off the wall. I want to see it on the replay. It scared the heck out of Elvis. Did you guys see that? I just saw it on the replay. My calendar fell off the wall. Holy cow, it scared the heck out of me. Oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. That's it right there. That is the calendar. Yeah, yeah, the show isn't supposed to be funny. Just me, funny looking. Let's see. First time watching says that was karma. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. I'm opening up my Studio One. I don't know why I closed it before. I actually closed it before. Let's see. The elephant knocked the calendar off the wall. I think so. There you go. So you get that right there. Oh, man. Yeah, my new iPad is a little bit cleaner with the sound effects and everything like that. Let's see. Let's see. Welcome to the zoo. There you go. How's that? Let's see what I was looking for. I was looking for the no, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the crickets because that's what it felt like when I logged in. Oh well. Neil Thompson says with that long trunk. There we go. Just Bob says, when doing automation, when a fader volume is set, can you lock the setting and use automation to move up and down and return to the same spot automatically? Yes, you have to use touch. So wherever you set the volume before you actually activate touch is going to be the default. So when you actually move a fader, it snaps back to the original spot. Always remember that. Crickets are old. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's see. So, Leon says... Leon says, will that work with my fader port? Yes, it's a realization. It's a realization. There you go. Just like that. Crickets are old. This is first time watching. All right, we have 10 people in here, and what I'm doing is I'm taking questions. If you have any issues with Studio One or issues with a song or something you can't figure out, please let me know. I do have a list of questions for some people. I have no idea what the heck that was. Oh, there we go. I'm opening up a drink. There we go. Now, everybody thirsty? Yeah, I know. I'm getting way off track here. Yeah, this is too fun. This is way too fun. But I can't find my crickets. I got a chicken. Just Bob says thank you. Yeah, so when you're actually setting up your track, before you actually hit the automation type that you want to use, yeah, thank you, Kyle. Yeah, that becomes the default. The minute you activate touch and you start to write automation in your song, that becomes the default. So if you wanted to keep writing, even when you let go of the fader, then you would actually use write mode. But you got to be careful. Touch is the only one that you can leave in touch mode, and it'll play back all your automation. Write will actually write over. Boy, the voice just collapsed on me there. The write option will zero out any automation that it is, even when you're not touching the fader. Even that it is in, I meant to say. Do you have a drink pouring sound effect? I don't have a drink pouring sound effect. I just have the opening of the can. There's can opening. There we go. Ram. And all of the people in here are doing this right now. That was a yawn. Die. Oh, there we go. So I hope everybody enjoys the ride. Keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. All right, there we go. So that is not the one that I want. There, whoops, that's right. There we go. There I am. Okay, we have 9 people in here. We've already answered one question. I suppose I can actually show you what that is. Let me go ahead and open up a new song. I did the automation show the other day, yeah. Kyle's falling asleep. Kyle's falling asleep. There we go, see? All right, so if I go to the classroom here, and I go ahead and I create a track, this is just going to be an audio track. Whoops, I didn't want all those audio tracks. Remove selected tracks. We got 9 people here, and I don't think we have any likes yet. Well, we got 6. Okay, very cool. Neil Thompson says it sounds like those other guys had one hell of a Saturday night Zoom meeting, right? But to what do you speak? I don't. Why, did something happen? Seriously, did something happen I don't know about? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so just so you know, here's a track. And if we turn on the automation, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go with, let's see, volume automation, and we're going to turn it on touch. So if we were to touch the fader here, so once I put it on touch, this becomes the default volume. So if I go down and I hold it and then I let go, snap, it goes right back up to the top and the automation stops. If I use latch and I go ahead and I bring the volume down and I let go of the fader, it stays down there. I have to move it back up to where I want, so there's no longer a default. If I use right, it does the same thing. And if I drop the volume down, it goes down like that. If I let go, it keeps writing. But the thing with right is that if I start over, it'll wipe out everything that I just automated. You have to make sure that with touch and right, that you put it into read mode before you do anything else. So if I go ahead and I write the automation using right, there we go, just like that, and I stop. I have to make sure I go to read mode so that the automation actually reads. Because if I go back to write mode or latch, it's going to write right in that same place. It's going to wipe out all of my automation. So if you want to wipe out your automation, that's a good way to do it right there. Kyle says, who's zoom in, who? Dum, 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 dum. So there you go. That's a little review. Let's see. First time watching says, is there a way to remove wind noise from a song? There really isn't. You actually have to have a piece of software that you can surgically remove background noise. And Bob just called me Johnny Geig. Does touch work? Does touch work the same way with using an assign knob or panning? Yes, it does. It works the same way. That's a new one. I've heard a bunch of misspellings of my name, but not Johnny Geig. Let's see. Neil Thompson, he says you need to have that shocked crowd sound on hand for the next time somebody types in something controversial and starts one of the nasty off-topic chat arguments. Well, there should be no more off-topic chat arguments because I have hired the Punisher. So if you start an off-topic chat argument, you will be destroyed. This I can assure you. In some of the most painful ways known to mankind. So yes, I am fighting back now. I got some typing on phone. It says just Bob. Okay, I'll cut you some slack, Bob. I'll cut you some slack. Yeah. Oh boy, this thing doesn't have a lot of screen time. I don't think I have a shocked crowd sound effect. Yeah, I'm looking. There we go. If somebody complains about Studio One, I can always use this one. But still, a shocked crowd sound would be. Yeah, or we can just monkey around. Yeah, I don't think there's anything like that. There we go. You can use your imagination on that. Well, I definitely have a sound if people don't like me. I get that a lot. Neil Thompson says it was the last sound effect you played. Oh, was it? Did I actually have a... Oh, I think that was just... right? The retro phone ring. Did I actually have it? There we go. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. Yeah, you mean bots? Yes. Yeah, I didn't... Oh, yeah, that was the... Oh, they have this one. Oh, there we go. I don't know that that's shocked. It just says, oh. There we go. Hopefully I can get more monetization for my shows. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for more monetization. So I need a lot of hours. It's going to be a good year before I get all of the views back to where I can monetize my videos and stuff. But views are down. Everything is pretty much down. There is so much Studio One content out there. Yeah, I can't compete with some of the stuff that's out there. I went to check out Marcus Huskin's videos, for he released something on Studio One 6, and they're fantastic. They're fantastic. Geez, those kind of things, those kind of series and stuff, man, I can't keep up with those. I wish I could. So Wix has bots? No, Wix doesn't have bots. Wix doesn't have bots. Just YouTube, as far as I know. But I only open up the chat now to current subscribers. So there you go. All right, let's see. So let's see. We got a question over here on Wix. Justin is here. There's only 4 people on Wix. Good to see you guys. Yeah, the crowd going, oh, okay. I'll have to, organize stuff to really get them in there. Let's see. So Justin's question is about... Let's see. He's asking about Melodyne. Oh, and the latest update. Yeah, the latest update for Melodyne. I just had to do it because I was doing the song that my brother sang for my mom's service next Saturday. That's why I review channels. What do you mean review channels? I don't understand what that means. Why you review channels? I didn't know you reviewed channels. So, don't review mine. Don't review mine. I don't want to know. Oh, man. Out of all the YouTubers out there, I never get responses from other YouTubers. I'd always like to interact with other YouTubers. I've sent emails and messages out to guys like Joe Gilder and Gregor and stuff like that. I'm not that high up on the food chain yet to qualify to get shows with those guys. Wish I was. Yeah. Yeah, even after 10 years. It's just, it's a lot of it is just the fact that, I don't hold that kind of charisma that those guys do. Those guys really know their stuff. I just teach beginners what I know. And there's like the Studio One 6 release. I couldn't do any videos on it. I had so much going on in my personal life, and everybody just blew by me with Studio One 6 videos. I do have a series coming out, and the videos are really short. They're straight and to the point, and they just show the features. I don't babble. I don't do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't create the examples on the in the video. I do it before the video, and I shoot the 5-minute video, and then it's done. And then it's done just like that. I've been thinking on going back to the Take 5 videos, where the videos are just 5 minutes long. They just show they just show whatever feature I'm focusing on, and then I move on to the next one. Because the long, drawn-out videos just don't work on my channel. I wish they did, but they don't. All right, we have 9 people here. We have 6 likes. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I really, really do appreciate it. Wish we had more people here. And for some reason, the announcement for tonight's show never showed up. Let's see. First time watching says, Melodyne is incredible. Oh, it is. It is. Oh, and he also says, John, you have a faithful following. Oh, yes. I have no problem with the following that I have. That's for sure. But it it's small. It's small in its orientation as far as how many members. And I've really found out when on my other channel before it got hacked, I had over 25,000 subscribers. And what I realize now is only about 1,000 of them were actually interested in the channel. So starting over was kind of a good thing. But you're right. I do have faithful followers, and I thank you guys all the time for that. Let's see. Where are the rest of the Zoom meeting people? Yeah, they all got smart and went to bed. They all got smart and went to sleep. All right, so let's see. So what we're dealing with here. Kyle says, okay, back on topic. Let's see. Where am I here? Here's the classroom again. We were dealing with the automation. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Justin's question. Let me actually look at this. He was actually looking for... Oh, what's the difference between groups and VCA? That's a great question. All right, so the difference... Let's see, if I have 6 channels... So if you highlight, let's see if I can do this now. Is it this and this? There we go. So if I highlight 3 of the tracks in my set, you can actually see that this is a group. So I can move these together. If I just click on one of them, then the group is broken. That is a temporary group. All right. So now, if I can reset these faders, my fader reset isn't working for some reason. I thought I fixed that. All right, so now, if I go ahead and I click again on these 3 faders, and I right-click on one of them, and I say Group Selected Tracks, and I'm just going to call this Vocal Group. So now, these are actually permanently grouped, even if I'm only highlighting one of the tracks. So now you can tell that by the little icon right here. It actually shows that these are grouped. If I wanted to move one independently from the group, I would actually use, let's see if I can do this now. I would actually use the Alt key. So let me actually zoom back out so you guys can see the key. This key right there. Just like that. I'm not sure what that is. Is that the command? No, that's not command. That's Alt. So I have this group. You can tell because of the icon up here. So I have this group. And if I hit the Alt key, I can move these within the group separately. And then when I let go of the Alt key, they will stick into their respective positions. So that's group. I just showed you temporary group, and now I just showed you basically a permanent group. Those can also be viewed here. If you actually take the track list out, you can see that these 3 tracks are in a vocal group right there. So that'll tell you. All right, so now if I right-click, I can say Dissolve Group Vocal, and now they are all separate again. And you can see the listing disappears from the track list. So now I can also do the same thing with the VCA fader. I'm going to select these 3 tracks, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say add a VCA fader for selected tracks. So now it's like that, and the same rules apply. If I want to move one out of the VCA link, I can hit Alt and I can readjust. And when I let go of Alt, they actually stay in their respective positions. Just like that. With the highest one being the high limit and the lowest one being the lower limit, you can see that they all go down at the end. Just like that. All right, so that is groups, temporary groups, and VCAs. And Justin said that's perfect. That's what I wanted to know. I couldn't figure out how to do the permanent group, he says. Yeah. Right, the VCA fader is nice just because you can give a certain amount of tracks their own fader and still move them independently if you hold the Alt key. But then you don't have to worry about groups, and you can see that they don't show up in a group list here because they're linked to the VCA. So now, how do you know that a particular track is linked to the VCA? Well, it's actually quite simple. You just look at the bottom here, and you can see this track is in a VCA, this track, and this track. So you can see that the title says VCA 1, and that's going to go off the title of the VCA channel. So if I click on here and call this VOCAL VCA, boom, you can see that the title of the channels that are being controlled by the VCA also changes so that you know exactly what's going on. There you go. And Justin says thank you. Perfect. VCAs are great for automating multiple tracks. Yes, that is true. Just looking for the other questions. Okay, got a couple of good ones here. Kyle says, and you can add any track to that VCA. That is true. So you can see here that the VCA has 3 tracks in it. Let's say I wanted to add this guy here. So all I have to do is click on the blank box and say add to the vocal VCA. Boom. Now all 4 are in the vocal VCA. Or I can click on this again and it's left click. I can take the check mark out. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I could. Oh, none. There we go. Now it's out. In. Out. Just like that. Perfect. So first time says I asked one. Where did you ask a question? Let me look up. You didn't say at Johnny Gibe, so I didn't see your question. I just see where you said, is that possible? Is what possible? Let me actually go up a little bit. No, I don't see another question. I don't see another question for you. Speeding up a mastered song. Oh, sure. You can speed up a mastered song. I'll show you. So, if you have a song, let me actually get one of the songs that I've already done up here. let's go to Files. And let's go to the desktop. And let's get the Peaceful at Last. All right, so here is a mastered song. So the first thing that you want to make sure of is you want to make sure it has tempo data, and you can see it doesn't have tempo data. But you don't need to know the tempo. All you have to do is so here's the song.
Your black cloud has been lifted. Serenity.
Even if you don't know the tempo, you can just write the current tempo of the song right now, which is 105. So if I go ahead over here and I say 105, now the event has tempo data.
Your black cloud has been lifted.
So now if I wanted to speed that up, now that I actually have tempo data, I can just speed up the tempo.
Black cloud has been lifted. Serenity, you've been gifted. No more will you ever feel this pain.
It sounds perfect too.
Black cloud has been lifted. Serenity, you've been gifted.
I kind of like it.
Will you ever feel this pain?
See what it sounds if I go faster. Go to, there we go. You ready?
Cloud has been lifted. Serenity, you've been gifted. No more will you ever feel this pain. That's the word now. No more will
I think it sounds good.
feel any pain.
No, it does not affect the pitch. So if I slow it down, you can see that it's still in the key of, I think it's C.
You're now free as a bird. Take flight.
Or if I go faster.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain. Because you are peaceful at last.
Okay, so now if I wanted to affect the pitch, all I would have to do is go here to the transpose, make sure that you select the file, and if I go to transpose, I can do this.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain.
But it's not like Melodyne to where it's going to hold the formant. If you go too fast, you are definitely going to get Mickey Mouse. But you can see that the tempo, the speed is separate from the tune. Amazing demo, sir, says first time. Thank you. So it really is separate. So if I go back to 0. So the great thing is if you've got a backtrack and your singer can't sing to it, or you've got this huge song, you've got dozens and dozens of tracks, and the singer says, well, that's not in the right key. You can't sing it in that key. All you have to do is do a quick mix down, bring it into a new song, and then you can mess with the key and the speed. I do like this song faster.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain. Because you are peaceful at last. Because you are free from the past. You're with your mom now.
That sounds like me, exactly. All right, Just Bob says, can you cut the part of the track that has the reverb tail on vocal 3, for example, to double it by pasting it to another track without rendering the original track. No, you would have to render it. The reverb would have to be printed in order for that to work. So remember, yeah, you would have to bounce the track if you wanted to print the reverb so that you could move the reverb around. Yeah. So yeah, so for mastered tracks and things, I mean, that sounds perfect. Yeah, how would...
That's the word now. No more will you have to.
Let's see if we can make her sound a little more manly.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain. Because you are peaceful at last.
Ooh, I like that
Because you are
bass.
free from the past. You're with your mom now the way it should be.
Actually sounds pretty decent. Let's go up just a little bit.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain. Because you are peaceful at last.
I love that low bass.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain.
Yeah.
Because you are peaceful at last. Because you are free from the past. You're with your mom now the way it should be. There is a time.
I don't know why, but I like
There is a
that.
place where we both will be right back together again, my love. Because you are peaceful at last.
What's that? Bob says the hour is flying. Holy cow. We're over halfway through the show. First time watching says, imagine if you add harmonies. Well, there are harmonies to that.
That's the word now. No more will you have to feel any.
But that is so cool because I can adjust it. Let me slow it down a bit with this lower key.
Take flight, that's the word now. No more will you have to feel any pain. Because you are peaceful at last. Because you are free from the past.
I like the sound of her voice like that. Who does she sound like?
Take flight, that's the word now.
It just makes her voice sound beefy. Now, see, I could take the multi-track version of that and just, pitch down her voice if I wanted to. Let's see. Neil Thompson says it's important to have the checkbox for VCA connections checked in the console options. The VCA indicators at the bottom of each are literally the only way to alter the VCA source. Yes. Okay, so let's see. So that would mean if we go to this wrench right here. Yeah, VCA connections. Got to make sure that box is there. However, if you add a VCA, it will actually not show up. I thought it would show up. How did I not have that checked before? Oh, if I add a VCA. Hold on a second. How did it show up before? Because I didn't actually have that. Let's see. Add a VCA for selected channel. Yeah. So you got to go to the wrench and save VCA connections. Boom. There it is. Wonder how that showed up before. Oh, because it was a different song. It was a different song. Yeah, the voice is sounding more natural when you first started using it. The cool part is here is the M voice demo that I did for adding vibrato and slopes in the voice. this really turned out incredible, I think. So you can see there's the vibrato tool, and then you can see I did these slopes in the voice, and it really turned out good.
When I see you falling down from the sky,
The vibrato is beautiful.
I can feel what it must be like.
Yeah, so if you wanted to hear just the voice,
When I see,
they've even added breaths.
when I see you falling down from the sky, I can feel what it must be like so far.
And see, you can even add the yodel now.
So far,
So here's the yodel on the word so,
so far,
and I can make it a little bit more evident. Whoops.
so far,
There you go. Let's see, I'm going to bring this in just a bit.
so far,
But you really don't want it that obvious. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller.
so far.
Can you integrate that to a real voice? No. So if you can't sing, you still can't sing.
So far,
That would be cool, though. Oh, jeez. If I could do that, I almost swore. If I could do that, I'd be sampling my own voice. Because this track sounds about as natural as a human voice can, I think.
when I see you falling down from the sky.
Okay, so this is interesting. Truckee just posted a question in the forums. He says, so my effects channel count in my main template might be getting out of control. I turn off the effects channels view when I don't need them, but thought today I would love to be able to group folder my effects channels and expand and collapse group delays. Is there a way to accomplish this? That's a great question. I don't think you can. I don't think you can do that with effects channels. We try it. Let's move on. I don't think. All right, so if I have a vocal track. No, I don't need 6 of them. Okay, so if I have a vocal track, I'm using the sends. So if I have effects. Well, you know what? That's something I should start doing, Truckee. That's a great idea. Have a show where I just answer forum questions. You know what? I think that's why he did it. All right, so if I go here with the send, there's an effects channel. And if I go with the beat delay on a send, there's 2 effects channels. Let's put the effects on the folder. All right, let's see first here. So here are the two effects channels. I don't think. See, there's no way to, because you can only folder tracks. I don't know that we can. Can we bring sends up? Excuse me. There goes my throat. Can we bring sends up? I don't think we can bring effects channels up into this view. Can we? You can folder another folder. Okay, so if I folder, this is a good question. Layers. Okay, so it doesn't even show up with the pack a folder. Yeah, see, it doesn't. It doesn't fold these up. External devices, show instrument tracks, show scenes. Yeah, there's show groups. Yeah, see, there's no way to folder effects channels. Although you... Well, there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it if you use the scenes. So let me remove the folder. Okay, so the only way that you could hide your... Jeez. So the only way that you could hide these would be to... We would have to save this as a mix. Insert sends. Q mixes and input control. So if we do this, we can say showing effects channels. So I could actually... I could hide these and then come up with another scene that says hiding effects channels. So you double click on that, you can see your effects channels, and you can double click on that and hide them. What do you think, Truckee? I think that's the only way that you can do it. But you see, this is a great idea. To actually, have a show where I take questions directly from the forum and see if I can do something with them. It's a great idea, Truckee. Thanks for that idea. I'll give you full credit. So let's see. So Kyle says, use a folder with buses inside of folders with buses. Put the effects on the folder. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. All right. I got to wrap my brain around this. Put the effects on the folder, not on the effect channel. Not on the effects channel. Okay. So I think I know what he's saying here. So let me remove and let me remove. So here's how you could do this. You wouldn't even have to have multiple tracks. Boy, I've got to really put my head on this. So if I just foldered a single track and I turned it into a bus, and on the bus, I added a beat delay, an auto filter, and a channel strip. Oh, see, it's not. But see, now I can't see them at all. I opening up, it doesn't. Hey, Rich Wrestler's here. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't think that works, Kyle. Hey. It's Fat Albert. I remember that. But it doesn't show the effects channels. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a video, Kyle, because I don't think it works. And Neil Thompson says I just did it in my Studio One console, quick and easy, which further proves that you guys should be doing these videos, not me. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't see how we'd be able to see the effects channels down here for a folder that has effects on it. I just don't see it. So you guys need to make some videos. Because it doesn't work here. Yeah, see, even if I open them, it doesn't open up anything in the console. I think you guys are lying. You guys are fibbers. Fibber, 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 fibber. I mean, this is a good way to actually add effects to a track, so you don't have all of the, effects channels open. But when you put the effects on the folder, it doesn't show the effects channels in the console. Yeah, that's what I did. Can the effects show the tracks if you add automation? Create two effects channels. Create sends on the inputs to both of those effects channels. Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying, Neil. Yeah. Because I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. No, Truckee is not a bot. He is one of my closest friends. Neil says, then in the console, use the Shift key to highlight both effects channels. Then right-click to choose Group Selected Tracks. What? What do you mean I'd like to be able to close input channels? You can easily close input channels just by clicking the icon. for input channels. Here's input channels, and here's not input channels. So, Rich, I don't know what you mean. Show input channels? No input channels. I'll show you more closely. So the input channel icon is here. Right here. Show input channels. Close input channels. Not sure what you're missing. Can the effects channels show? Yeah, but see, that's just it. See, effects channels don't show in the tracks like sends do. I mean, I could do... All right, let me... All right, so I am actually back to just this channel. All right. So if I put effects in the buses here. All right. So there are the effects channels. So I suppose I could right click and say edit automation. And edit automation. So can I put these in a folder? Oh! Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Look at that. Now that's cool. All right, so if this is a vocal track 1. Yeah. But when you close the folder, the whole thing disappears, but that's not... You could do it that way. Because, see, what I just did is I just foldered the... Crickets. I took the vocal track out of the folder that I foldered the effects channels in. But see, the way that I was able to do that is because I gave them automation. So that kind of works, but you end up with 2 tracks up here. If I put that in the folder, they all disappear if I folder them. But that would solve the problem. Here's your value. Here's your send for. Here's your send for send 1. Oh, wait a minute. They're not controlling those. Oh, this is just controlling the volume of the effect. It's not controlling the actual send. Nobody's saying anything now. So that does kind of work. Oh, there we go. So now that I've actually shown an example, this is what we hear. Oh, man. Okay, so Rich Wrestler says, no, when I mean... No, I mean when they are open and I use only channel 3 and close the rest and leave only one visible. Oh, no, that's not going to work. So what you would need to do, let's see, with the input channels, I don't think you can hide them. You might be able to hide them. No, you can't hide them. So what you would have to do, Rich, is you would have to go into your song setup and just remove those inputs. So if you're only using a couple, then only have a couple created. Then you only see what you're using. But you can't just hide one of these from this view here. So I see what you're saying. Truckee says, I think the OP wants it to act like a folder bus. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think that we can get there. I don't think that we can get there. Well, if that's the case, because effects channels now work like buses. You can open and close all of the effects channels with the effects button. True. That is true. So let's see. Yeah, I always forget. Oh, there we go. So I can do it this way and hide the effects channels. And the folder is still open. But I think what the user wants to do, Truckee, is he wants to be able to do it that way. So Rich, fed up as he is, he says, forget it. Okay. Oh, my gosh. And you give me a hard time. Okay. So first time watching says, is a Windows machine the same Macs or Linux? Yeah, that I don't know. So Truckee says, but he also wants to go further with it and add an open close, reverbs and delays, etc. Yeah, that's not possible in studio, at least not as far as I can tell. Maybe Kyle and Neil actually have a better idea on that, because I surely don't. And yes, Rich, I give you a hard time constantly. Somebody has to. Wow, it's after 1 o'clock, and I'm still here. So I think we've actually had some good examples here. Unfortunately, I can't figure out that question. Oh, I said that I forget. Well, right now, with everything I'm going through in my life, I forget everything. All right, this was a good, interesting challenge. Nonetheless, the packed folder of FX. Yeah. So if you actually add the automation to them, it will work. So for instance, let me actually remove all of this just one more time. So if you have a track and you are using sends, and you want to be able to hide these sends, what you would need to do is right-click, say Edit Volume, right-click, Edit Volume, right-click, Edit Volume, and then you would take all of these and pack a folder. So when you open the folder, all of the sends for that track show up, and when you close the folder, everything's hidden. So this would be vocal. I should zoom with you. Change, can't change a waveform. Let's see, Suraj is here. He says, Johnny Gibe, is there any way I can change the waveform color in Studio One? No, that is not an option yet. That is not an option. I know that there's a couple of DAWs that can. Yeah, and Neil Thompson says, yeah, I think that's the best one can do. Rich, cheer up, man. That's what that first time says. All right. So there you go. If you want to hide your effects channels, you've got to do it this way. And then you still have to go into the track to adjust all of the send levels. Unless, of course, let me see if I can remember something here. There was the flip option. Where did that go? Where did that new feature go for the flip? Ah. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's not going to work. But there you go. You want to hide your effects channels? Do it this way. Doopy doopy doo. Yeah, the flip option is really nice. I like the flip option. Excuse me. All right, that's I don't know what happened to my volume here. Check 1 2. Something happened to my volume. Something happened to my volume. Check 1 2. All right. Something happened. Neil Thompson says fader flip is purely a console thing. Correct. Correct. You start using folders and stuff, it's just not going to work. Well, it's not going to work easily, I should say. All right, that's going to do it for me, folks. Want to thank everybody for actually hanging out a little bit here tonight. Much appreciated. I'm going to see if I can get my mic back here. Check 1 2. Ah, there it is. I don't know what happened there. All right, so let's seal. Let's seal. I read Neil's thing and I said, let's seal. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys got a little bit of something out of this. And I will see you on Monday for the Subscriber Music Hour. So these are going to be my last few words. Later. Gosh, I hate this commercial. It always does that.
Because you are an HST subscriber, you are automatically part of our Advantage program, enabling you to score great deals on PreSonus gear from Alps Media.